16
If
damage.
if it was second edition, he'd probably be dead.
Oh yeah, if we actually ran with whatchamacallit,
System shock.
System shock, everything would be so much more hazardous.
Yeah, they were fighting in a battle, and it was like 4 goons and then this big guy.
Okay. Well, we'll go ahead and get started then, I guess, if everybody's cool. Last session, you guys arrived in Mirage. Taken hostage by the group of individuals that took you hostage initially from the residents in the northwestern world. Transporting you outside the city of Mirage, you stepped through a portal to the middle of the dunes of Danc'hari, which is a desert in Barajas, and effectively dropped off and left for dead. As you made your way eastward through the desert, fighting a scorpion, trying to utilize the resources around you as best as you can to survive. You guys did take 1 level of exhaustion. Level 1.
I did at least.
Everybody did. Everybody should.
So I'm at 2. Am I at 2 levels?
No. I said last session the levels were restored before you guys had got to Mirage because you guys were traveling. So you guys.
I see.
Which
This desert stinks.
I believe is just ability score, disadvantage on ability score
It's
checks.
disadvantage
Ability
on
checks.
ability checks.
Ability checks.
Yes.
Exhaustion.
My
Rules
intellect is
SRD.
dehydrated.
Yeah, disadvantage on disability checks in level 2.
Disability checks.
Nice. Nice.
At level
You're missing
5.
an arm. Roll disadvantage.
Yeah.
Eat shit,
Level
buddy.
5 and 6. 5 will be.
How bad is your ADHD today?
And then 6 will be death.
Yep. Oh, I went up. So you guys effectively saw the Danc'hari undead as they managed to pass by. And then you guys roughly made camp afterwards.
Were they like
Or no.
mummies, by the way? You never actually described to. I don't remember your description of how they looked.
Yeah, he did. He
Yeah.
described their face looking directly at us
Yeah.
with empty eye
Rotting-
sockets.
Rotting undead walking the sand.
They were off balance in rags. There was they were all along the horizon walking.
Was it
westward.
is it like mummy, or like just
Not
like
wrapped as mummy,
No,
just
like
It,
how
it
you
was like
pictured undead.
zombie, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
like how you picture undead. not
yeah,
mummies.
but
there's a lot of different kinds of undead? Okay,
I'd imagine zombies wearing more linens than usual.
A little bit.
Desert zombies.
Desert zombies, yes.
Barhasian zombies. No, you guys actually elected to keep going for the night, right? If I remember correctly.
That they wanted to take a break
Yeah.
before nightfall and then start moving.
Yes.
Okay.
And then I think after our encounter with the zombies, I don't think we necessarily. That's when
Wasn't-
we ended.
Wasn't the
session.
encounter with? Yeah, it was in the middle of the night when we encountered.
yeah,
yeah,
when
yeah.
we ended session.
It wasn't in the middle of the night. I believe it was getting. It was like dark. It was like getting
Yes.
It
dark.
was dark.
It wasn't necessarily the middle of the night,
Dusk.
but it was dusk.
But that's where we
Right,
ended.
yeah.
Was right after the zombies showed up
yeah.
Yeah.
and walked past us.
So
we hid like little babies.
Let me look up the CR of that ogre.
So, you guys are electing to take a small break before you venture out into the deserts. We'll say for time purposes, you guys go ahead, catch your breath, kind of get in the right mindset of traveling at night and all the dangers that come with that. Would anybody like to do anything before they set off?
He was only CR1. I rolled fucking almost max damage.
Jesus.
It's pretty good.
For what we are gonna do after this encounter with these shuffling zombies, perhaps let's see. What direction were we moving towards again? We were moving
East.
northward,
East.
I thought it was
wait.
northeast.
Well, east northeast.
Is that Ildor's That's not our first encounter with undead, is it?
Yeah,
we have
no.
not.
We
have
fought
not
No,
seen
the
we
we
fought-
fought the undead before the basilisk.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
I suppose we keep trudging northeast until we find civilization or some sort of bearing. In the meantime, as well, we should probably take a rest before it hits daylight, and then as well as try to get this chest open without damaging any of the materials inside. We could don't want to drop the thing. Don't want to spend all night bashing rocks against it either.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we
have to
definitely.
figure
I don't
out
think
how
we're
to get
getting
our
this thing.
stuff
Oh,
out of
we're
there.
gonna have to figure out a different way. Like we're gonna have to actually have somebody lockpick it or something. Because I don't think we're
Yeah.
opening this thing otherwise.
Right.
Yeah.
I think our best bet's just to keep fucking moving until we figure something new out, other than we're in the fucking desert.
Yep.
Well, as twilight turns to darkness, the stars begin to peek out over the night sky, and the galaxy over Hrathen in all its glory, with near zero light pollution, begins to fully take form in the skies. Iljor, taking note of this, your immediate thought is to kind of look for any sort of sparkling lights on the horizon that may indicate, or really anywhere around you.
Structures.
Yeah, structures or, man-made light. But to no avail, it is completely dark. You guys walk a couple hours. Arosi, I remember you saying you wanted to stop in rest. It's like, what's the general consensus? Are you guys walking straight through the night, or just until you guys get tired?
I would say just until we get tired. It would be best if we find a cave,
Yeah.
so that we can get some shelter from the sun, or perhaps some structure that would allow us a shade throughout the day.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or at least until noon.
Yeah, absolutely. So continuing on, there is a rough period of time as you walk through the desert, lugging this pyramid chest. Sylvia, this sort of general temperature that it's kind of at right now is fairly comfortable for you, as you are probably the one suffering most from the dehydration.
Yeah.
However, in the unfortunate case of most everybody else, as it starts to creep into the lower temperatures of the desert, while you are starting to feel more comfortable, it is starting to become a different kind of uncomfortable for the rest of the party. It's become almost unbearably chilly as you guys grow tired walking through the night, and roughly several hours into your journey, find a small rock formation that you're able to kind of dig into a little bit, that would provide sufficient shelter for the way the sun's going to come up. It won't be directly in your face, so it's a near perfect sort of small little indent in a rock formation you guys can kind of set up, pulling together kind of as close as you guys can without being too uncomfortable, pulling your guys' heat, and trying to get some sort of rest for the night. As you look out around you over the cold desert night, there's not much to be seen. It's a lot of the same stuff you've been seeing over the last day and a half or so. So with that, the night goes by begrudgingly slow. The need for a proper meal is really getting to some of you. Others are thinking about other things, such as just getting out of the situation you guys are in. Iljor, or excuse me, we'll go to Anarian. Anarian first, as you lay there, trying to get some modicum of rest. You feel, but don't hear the presence of your entity as if it's still trying to make connection with you past these magical cuffs that are worn on you. This presence is still there. It's still coming up with something. It's not ignored, it's not ignored you, essentially, is what I'm trying to say, for lack of better words.
Trying.
It's trying.
My words may have gone through.
1 second. But all you can do is essentially lay there, and while that connection is not being fully met, you feel the presence.
Okay.
Sylvia, as well, in your dire situation, though you're not quite sure if it's placebo or false hope, you do feel like you are being watched or looked after by your god. And whether that may be, like I said, placebo or false hope, that's the best thing that Sylvia believes that she can go with right now, is the strength of her and her friends, in those she thinks wish to see them complete their goals. Ildjor, as you find rest for the night, finally drifting off into sleep, your dreams are filled with rushing waterfalls of the Silverdell, lush greenery that you're used to seeing. The roaring of the waterfalls of the Silverdell kind of creating this cacophony of noise throughout the forest is something that it's almost like maybe too much for some people, but is thoroughly enjoyed by the likes of Furbolg and those that dwell in the forest. However, almost at the snap of fingers, your eyes snap open, and the rush of waterfall begins to slowly drift into that of a rattle. Your eyes peeking up at the sun, almost blinding. You hear the rattle of a rattlesnake, probably a few feet from your right foot. As you look to your left, everybody else is sleeping. You can see the snake is somewhat
called. I'll be right back.
Somewhat concerned, not concerned, but curious about what's going on. The horned rattlesnakes of the desert. Well, I'd like you to make a nature check real quick.
This is a disadvantage.
No, nature check
no.
is a skill check, not an ability check.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
15. With a 15, the horned rattlesnakes, especially that of the desert, are highly venomous. A bite could very well be deadly, or at least extremely harmful, depending on what sort of toxins are necessarily carried by this particular species. You stop for but a moment, kind of unsure of what to do, as any sort of abrupt movements. You have speak with animals?
I have speech of beast and leaf. I can communicate with a limited manner with beasts, plants, and vegetation. They can understand my words, but I cannot understand them in return, and I have advantage with all charisma checks to influence them.
Would a snake be considered a beast?
Beast? That's up to
I
you.
would imagine so.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Like animals, I think is what it means.
Okay. I will double check that, but we'll run with it because I'm pretty sure beast is a category within 5e. I think. So yeah, okay. So explain that again. You're
Now,
communicating it with, but you can't understand it.
Yeah, I cannot understand the snake back, but it can sort of get the gist of what I'm like. It's not necessarily understanding the words, but like the intent
Okay.
of what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
So beasts are non-human creatures that are the natural part of the fantasy ecology, is what it describes. So any like non-magical creature or beast
Like a
or
deer.
animal.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So
Uh,
regular ass animals.
What would you like to say?
I'm sorry if we are intruding on where you rest, but me and my friends needed to seek rest from the sun. If there's anywhere you happen to know with water near here, we would appreciate any help you could offer. Now, I know it's not going to completely understand that, but it would understand, like, wanting to protect my friends, not meaning to intrude, you know, water.
Yeah. Yeah. Sylvia, as you roll over, awakened by the hissing sounds coming out of Ildor's mouth, is speaking some sort of. Is this like telepathic or?
I imagine that I don't know how it works. It doesn't go deep in depth about that. You know, it's just like,
Yeah, it just says they can understand your words, but you can't understand them in return.
Gotcha.
so I'm assuming that it's like I'm speaking like normal,
Yeah.
but it's like getting my sensations or something. I don't know.
Yeah. As you hear the slight, very subtle voices coming from Ildor in a very calm manner, Ildor, you see the snake begin to look around, its rattle going slowly as it looks around and then slithers off very slowly. Not quite completely away from you, but almost as if it's diverted its attention to another portion, somewhere else off in the desert.
I'm gonna rouse them quietly. Guys, get up. Follow me. Hurry.
Okay.
As everybody begins to wake up, opening their eyes for the first time, this bright sun in the clear skies over Barajas is blinding at first, taking a good minute before your eyes are able to well adjust to not just the sun, but the blinding light just coming up from the ground itself.
Like snow blindness almost.
Yeah, almost. But obviously not quite as severe. Your skin is beginning to dry out and crack, your lips chapped. You're really starting to see the effects of being out in this environment for a good amount of time, just amongst each other. As if there's anything you guys would like to do before heading out, let me know. Or
I'm already following the snake. If
No,
the snake has started
I wake
traveling-
up and just help
I've-
Erosi with the crate.
Yeah.
you're following the snake.
Yeah, I'm following the snake.
Was there any particular reason you're following the snake, or are you just?
Well, you said that it was going off into another part of the desert. I'm assuming that it's like I can't understand what the snake thinks, so I'm sort of assuming that the snake is taking us to somewhere with water. Because I don't have any other that's the limit of the communication I can have with the snake.
Yeah. What did you mention? Water? I don't think I picked up.
Yeah.
on
Yeah,
that.
he
You
did.
did, yeah.
He
It's-
also asked like if it can lead us
If you
to
can
water.
direct us to anywhere with water.
Oh, okay. Okay, Ildor, as you guys gather your things as quickly as possible, Ildor maintaining not necessarily eye contact, but keeping eyes on the rattlesnake as it slithers.
And I'm trying to make sure to make some noise because I don't want to surprise it.
Okay.
You know, like I'm not trying to be dead silent, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you're not trying to
Well,
startle it.
Yeah.
With your knowledge, rattlesnakes have pretty good, not necessarily tremor sense, but they can detect subtle changes in their environment close by them, but not too far away. But It would be hard to startle one, but I understand where you're coming from. It is, I mean, it's possible, but anyways. Picking up your things, Ildjor kind of, you're maneuvering out, everybody else quickly trying to get up. Aching, you guys, I mean, your muscles and bones are just aching, trying to get your things and go with Ildjor. Ildjor, as you follow the snake and everybody else closely behind, the snake slithers around the large rock formation from which you guys had rested in. Falling along the side of this, I mean, it's a giant rock formation. I mean, it goes down significantly far, a few hundred yards at least. As the snake slithers along the side, it kind of ducks down into a small hole in the side. Coming up to where the snake had actually found the hole, it's dark. You don't particularly see anything inside.
How big is this hole? You said it's small.
It's small. You could reach your arm down in there. You have a hefty. Actually,
I'm pretty big.
as a furbolg, you probably wouldn't be able to reach your hand in there. Someone along the likes of Sylvia and Anarian, maybe a Rosie, you could probably get your hand in there.
By the way, I'm just saying, I really should have looked at this sooner.
Oh yeah, you do have that.
I'm considered a large size class creature when it comes to pushing, dragging, or lifting objects.
Nice.
Wonderful.
Even with only having like 10 strength, I'd probably be pretty good at carrying that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to speak to the snake again. I don't mean to startle you, but if this is where you found the water, could you give me a sign?
Anarion out loud says, "What is happening?"
Has the purple going crazy?
Yeah, you
I'm
think
talking
this
to
is
a snake.
Ildjor going insane in the desert?
Yeah.
I'm
talking
talking
to
to a snake.
Well, I
For
talked to
what?
It's in the hole. Well, hopefully you can lead us to where some water is, but
It seems to be going the fuck home.
hey, don't be mean to the snake.
I'm not. It's a snake. It's going home. It's leaving the four giants that invaded this cave. We need
It's
to
in
move
there.
on.
I pointed the hole in the ground.
Yeah, the hole is probably where the snake lives.
Did any reaction from the snake at this point? Any rattling noise? Anything?
As the snake maneuvered, you heard it slither, but it doesn't appear that it's close. The hole could be further in.
Like deeper?
Deeper.
So is it like flush with the ground? Or is it like slightly up, like going down? Like
It's slightly going down. From what you can see,
Okay.
you can't like see deep within there. I mean, if you got close and like, yeah, possibly.
Okay. We should probably check the rest of this rock formation here because there may be a way possibly for us to get. I don't want to say below ground, but that's kind of what I mean.
We're in the middle of a scorching hot desert.
And underground is a consistent temperature, approximately 68 degrees, I think.
Let's the whole.
58
Let's
degrees?
How
Is
does
it 58
Ildjor know
degrees?
that?
Metagaming.
It's the druidic sciences.
Ildjor would understand how a root cellar works.
His
Is
fondness
there
for-
like a system for that in the fantasy world we have here?
I don't even know
I
what that
mean-
is, to be honest with you.
A root cellar?
Yeah, I don't even know what that is.
It's like where like you store like vegetables underground because underground is a consistent temperature all year round, so they don't spoil as fast. It's basically what the original basements were. Like a basement was like a root cellar, and that's where they would store their vegetables.
I mean,
So they would last longer.
that doesn't sound out of the ordinary for a world like this, probably. But
Yeah. So I would know
Yeah,
that.
I just meant a system for like measuring temperature like that, like 68 degrees.
yeah,
Yeah, does how do the druids know the Fahrenheit system?
yeah. I don't know about that.
The
I don't know
fire
about that.
spirits told me.
Fire
You may not say
I
68
learned
degrees,
the SI
but
unit for this.
you may not say 68 degrees, but you just say a temperature that is consistent with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A consistently cooler temperature than out here.
Okay,
Well-
but are we not continuing to move?
We should
Why
probably.
would we need to stay here if we're trying to
But-
get the fuck out of this desert?
But if there is water, we're gonna want the water.
How could we get in there?
Don't exactly have shovels with us. I do have my hands, but we'll have to
We can try looking around.
definitely look for the shady side of some rock and then continue to dig under that and hope for the best. But otherwise, we shouldn't be wasting too much energy on daylight like this.
There are various small indentations in between the sand and the rock. Small little, well, more so wide holes that would be able to kind of be reached within, or like with small rodents, entrance for certain things. I mean, yeah, that's what you find in the general area of this rock formation.
We can't exactly shrink ourselves down to be rodents either.
We should be moving.
I mean, I could if it wasn't for these cuffs.
That's the problem. We need to get out of here before these things get us killed.
Right.
Okay, fair
Let's
enough.
keep moving.
All right, thank you for trying to lead me to water. I say to the snake through the hole,
And
and I
Narion says, "Dear God, he's gone mad."
Well, has anyone tried picking the locks on
With
this
what?
pyramid?
Nobody has.
I don't
I
have
mean,
the,
is anyone wearing anything metal?
we do have the swords, but we don't have anything so precise to dig in there unless we make something out of the rock itself. But that would take some time and perhaps a few lucky splinters.
Well, so Sylvia has an amulet, which is like a symbol of persona. So it's gonna be like a little trident
If she still has it.
around her neck. Was that taken away? Because if anyone tried to take it away, she would try to
Still listening?
argue and
What?
say that it's just a part of her religion and she'd never
Describe it
you know,
again.
use it to harm anybody. It's like a little trident symbol. I would imagine like the chains are like connected to each. Like,
Is it inherently?
opposite tip.
Is it apparently magical? Or is it made of metal? Like it's just a pendant essentially.
It's basically just a pendant.
I don't think they.
Religious iconography.
Yeah, I don't think they would have taken it if they didn't deem it any sort of. They wouldn't have taken it if it warranted. Or, I'm getting jumbled up on my words. If it wasn't inherently magical and it didn't seem to be dangerous to them, for you to like have it, they wouldn't have taken it. So if it's just metal, or if it just appears to be metal, they wouldn't have taken it.
Okay, cool. So, Sylvia takes her amulet off, and she asks, "I didn't want to do this, but it seems our survival may depend on it. who here might have the best chance at picking a lock? Because you could use this.
It might be me.
I don't
Give
thought
it a
so.
shot.
I don't think Arosi has any sort of background in picking locks, but I will allow you to roll with disadvantage.
I will roll with disadvantage. Sleight of hand is what we're looking for here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah!
Yo.
Oh yes! I am
Literally blessed.
lucky.
Literally blessed.
As you take this small little trident, very delicate. It's well, I mean, you described it, Sylvia. It's small and fits in the lock just right, enough for you to kind of poke and prod and really feel around. Due to your sort of previous history with dark underground sewer guilds that may have let you pick up on a thing or two about the way certain locks work. As you stick this small necklace or this small trident symbol inside, you feel some sort of resistance. You are slowly creating this schematic in your head of exactly the intricacies and the insides of this lock. It's very hard, and you try, and the pendant almost lifts up and wedges itself inside. You're unable to pull it out, but you hear a click.
Ooh, that's it.
As you let go of the pendant, the lock falls to the ground. However,
There's two more.
the pendant is lodged and risks breaking inside the lock.
If we were to try to remove it.
Potentially.
Okay.
I
Well-
was afraid this might happen.
We'll see what's inside this chest here. Perhaps it can help us.
Hopefully our
Rosie,
stuff.
Grabs the lid with both hands and just shoves it open, flipping it up to look at the contents of the chest.
As you
Table flip moment.
as you take this pyramid, try to pry it open until you realize there is two more locks that you have forgotten about.
That's what I said.
Yeah,
This sort of
I
overwhelming, deep breath until you realize, well, that was just one.
that was just one. Yeah, there was two other locks. Wasn't there? Well,
Okay. Now who's gonna carry the lock that's detached?
I mean,
It's
can
got
we,
your
is there a way for us to
amulet in it still.
put the lock back on the chest without locking it? Like open? Or is that not possible? You know what I mean by hanging by the shackle?
hanging by the shackle of the lock, yeah.
So these locks are embedded in. You could try pressing the lock back into the orifice it came out of,
But it might lock again.
but it might lock again.
Okay.
so what does this lock have? Like anything it can hang on? Is there like a loop that locks in on it, or?
Yeah, so there are when you look at the orifice of the pyramid chest, there are various metal what do you want to call them? Metal wire that is behind or inside the orifice. The lock, as you appear to look at the back, seems to its mechanism is latching on to each of these specific metal wires. These are like thick. They're not like like thin or anything.
We could.
Does anyone have a belt?
I mean, I'm just wearing my normal clothes. I would probably have one on.
I would probably have one as well. And never mind that we also are carrying these short swords, which still have wrapping on them as well. At least 2 of them.
Sorry, I seen how poorly that sword performed without its handle. I think I'll keep mine.
So can someone actually?
With the wiring in these locks, though,
I believe I could use. Well, I don't. That might put too much weight on my amulet. How about someone tries to attach this to their belt?
I mean, we could just put it in our pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We could probably see if it just fits in a pocket, or see if we can
Cargo
get it.
pants moment.
Yeah. Or oh god. We just fit it in a pocket or try to attach it to a belt. Also, with the wiring that you described in this chest, would it be capable of being cut out or ripped out in any fashion with the tools that we have on hand with our short swords?
Yeah, absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Especially not with the tools at hand. You're not exactly sure how this mechanism works. You're seeing a very brief, or not a brief. You're seeing a very small portion of what is going on throughout this chest. So even if you cut him, like,
What is that actually gonna do?
what is that? Yeah, exactly. Like what?
Yeah, there's a with wiring, you could potentially bend it and use it to as other lockpicks, but the issue that it does come along with that is there are complex machineries in locking mechanisms that says if you tamper with me, the entire thing is gonna be shut forever until you crack open the case. In which case, probably we move on as we planned and see if we can crack off these other locks. Perhaps we can find some shale somewhere to stick in these holes, but otherwise, we don't really have any options.
Yeah, I think we just need to move.
Yeah.
Okay.
How are you feeling, Anarion? How does your... Do you still feel cursed in some way?
Well, no, I don't know what you mean. What?
Actually,
So this thing that happened where I healed him and it hurt him.
That was gone while we were on the boat.
I was also unconscious during that time, so I don't know.
Right. Like, is that still like can we tell he's like under the effects of whatever that was?
I don't think your characters would know in this moment. But I don't know if they really. Yeah, your characters don't know in this moment exactly what had been done.
Okay. Well, Anarion, when I tried to heal you, it basically seared you. It hurt you instead of mending your wounds.
I don't remember that, but I don't feel wounded. I'm dehydrated, could use a really big drink, but other than that, I feel okay.
Very well.
how did they use a command word for these wrist bindings that we have to like snap them together?
Yes.
Does anybody recall what the command word was?
Well, getting him.
The word was not in common. It was Burhasian.
Even so, we don't know the
Even while we
command
were on
word to
the-
get them off.
Well, perhaps if
Yeah,
we
what-
use
do
the
we
command word to
remember
bind
the
them
word?
together, what if we used it to bash some parts of this chest apart?
What?
That might not work
Conscious
out
when
well.
they put them on, Ryan? Or were we unconscious?
Say, what was that, Rap?
Were we conscious when they put these on us?
No.
No. Yeah. They
I didn't think so.
they cuffed you when you guys were jumping
Yeah.
out the window.
So you
So you
yeah.
were conscious.
Those
We were
were
conscious.
different. Those were different cuffs, I believe. I think.
Oh.
Those were just
You
physical.
didn't,
Okay.
you didn't specify. You just
didn't
said that they
specify.
cuffed him.
Oh, my
So
So I figured they were the same ones. But
either way, we
Either
don't
way-
remember the exact moment when we got the
we're,
specific cuffs
we ain't
on,
getting
so
this chest open right now. We need to just
Yeah.
get the fuck out of this desert.
Right.
let,
We
let's
need to not
continue
stand
moving.
here forever.
Can I
Let's
do a
continue moving.
pronunciation check and see if I can make the cuffs work?
I'm walking away before he figures out how to
Yeah.
restrain himself.
Slam our hands together.
Anyways, as you guys walk further eastward, the sun moving overhead at a snail's pace. Following your intuition,
Gotcha.
following your intuition as to what direction
I heard
You
the narrator
guys-
in my head, dude.
our yeah. Several hours goes by
Specifically 5.
as beads of sweat roll down your temple. You're almost brought to this, not realization, but this sort of thought that you may not make it out, or the thoughts of like what is the worst that can happen is starting to flood through, though the mental fortitude of many, if not all of you, are forcing yourselves to overcome this struggle. If you're alone, the case may not be so. Though as you're walking, taking a slight break, catching your breath as you have walked now for several hours, dusk is probably but a few hours away. Arosi, as you kneel down to kind of catch your breath, to rest your feet a minute, you, and along with everybody else, notices a slight tremor.
Not again, please.
Looking at the desert floor, the sand begins to dance on the surface ever so slightly. What were you gonna
Did we
say?
heal? Did we heal when we rested? I don't remember. Because I didn't add any healing. I don't know if we counted it as long rest or not.
I would say that's a good point. I would say roll a d4. It is like the worst circumstance you can be in, but since you've got some rest, I'll allow you to heal a little bit.
So we couldn't use our hit dice.
I would say due to the circumstances, probably not.
Okay.
Because
Ouch.
I think a
I'm
long
gonna be
rest
hurt.
is under
Oh,
the
I'm really
impression
hurt.
under the impression that you guys are like in an inn and got 8 hours, you know.
Yeah, I'm below half health. I'm not. I'm sorry. I'm just above half health. My bad.
By 1 HP.
By one. Yeah.
The tremors. The sand dancing along the surface.
So does this feel anything like the scorpion felt?
Bigger.
Oh God.
Oh,
Rosie
much more
pulls out his
intense.
short sword, his shitty short sword.
As you sort of take a moment to plant your feet just when you thought you could get some rest, this whirlpool of sand begins to form 15 or 20 feet or so in front of you.
What the hell is this?
I'm gonna jump back.
A large, armored exoskeleton rises from the sand 15 or 20 feet in front of you, reaching up high into the sky. A desert worm
Oh fuck.
believes it has found its next meal.
Ah,
Ooh.
another source of water,
I'm not in a
boys.
state to fight, man.
Ryan.
What?
Ryan.
I'm absolutely not in a state to fight.
Oh, there's no rocks. to stand on.
Well,
Oh shit.
let me do a full revolution here.
How do you rotate?
Control.
Who is rolling for initiative?
I can.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, hold on.
Unless somebody has more than a +2 for initiative.
I have +3.
Do it, right?
Do it.
Hold on.
Are we able to? Are we able to just roll at our highest initiative? Does it matter?
You can click the yeah.
Okay, 20. Nice.
Nice.
Woo.
A son. Of course. Oh wait, it
Yeah.
didn't get a plus anything. I thought it had a bonus. Nice. Barely beat him.
Big dog.
Raptor. It's your turn.
Well, it's a worm, so stealth isn't gonna do a whole lot.
Nope, it is
I'm
not.
gonna go ahead.
Wait, is it? It's the party turn, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Let me cast Fairy Fire on this motherfucker real quick.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
That'll
Advantage
give
on all
everybody
attacks.
advantage. Yeah.
It gets a dexterity save though,
Well-
doesn't it?
Oh yeah,
So-
we got our daily things back, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
I would assume.
Considering that we are at
Oh,
one level of
okay.
exhaustion, though, it probably just goes back to regular.
No, this is
Everybody
advantage on
knows you
attacks,
for-
not abilities.
We exhaustion doesn't affect our attacks at just first
Oh.
one level.
Oh, okay.
So
Doesn't it get a
Any
dexterity
creature-
save against that?
hang on. Any creature in the area of the spell is cast is outlined in light if it fails a dexterity check. Yeah, so it's dexterity. What? It's 8 plus.
It should be your normal spell
2.
DC. Like
I know, I'm trying to
14
calculate
or
that.
Something.
8 plus 2, 10. I think it's 13. No, it is 14. My bad. Yeah, 14. So, dexterity 14. Which
Didn't
it
get
should
any
just be a
bonus to
flat. It should just be a
initiative.
flat
Yeah, so
roll
it
because
should
it
be a
didn't
flat
have
roll.
any.
It needs to make a check, or
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It needs
Oh.
to make a dexterity check.
Dexterity
DC
save.
oh, I'm sorry,
14.
I'm sorry. Does not make it.
Cool. So we all get advantage on attacks. And it cannot gain the ability or the benefit from being invisible. Because it's always shedding light.
Gotcha.
In
Okay.
like this purple hue.
All right then.
All right, Iljor or Rosie,
Purple
Sylvia.
haze.
Sylvia, she's going to run right up to this thing.
Yeah, one action.
You can
and
actually,
cast.
you can actually, you don't have to run that far. Like this is its box. Do you see its box?
Yeah.
You hover over it.
You're inside
Yeah.
its
So
square.
its box
Yeah.
is these squares right here.
That's
So you could stand like right here.
that's kind of on purpose though.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Well,
Ah.
actually,
It's up to you. I mean, you don't
would
have to
it,
like
would it
go
be
that far.
squeezing? Would it be squeezing?
No, you'd be fine
If
there.
I like stay there?
No, you're good. I just if you wanted to use
Okay,
more
okay.
movement. Okay, I just want to make sure.
Yeah. Sylvia's fine with that. She just wants to get as close as possible, and then she's gonna cast Gust of Wind.
Okay.
So it's a DC 15 Strength saving throw.
Oh man.
It is pretty
And,
strong.
He is gonna be pretty strong.
She's gonna say,
Wait, is this to try and
"Die,
knock
you
it prone?
stupid beast."
Yeah, I mean, like, what's the intended goal here? Because I don't want you to waste something.
So she's just trying to push push this thing's head away and basically scare it off. Like make sure and if it like comes back up, she would just keep shoving it back. Because this is a repeatable thing. I can do on my turns.
Okay. Okay.
Basically trying to make it so that it doesn't think it's worth putting in all the effort to get this prey.
As you cast the Gust of Wind, you see it kind of slither and falter, but it doesn't get thrown back. As a matter of fact,
Okay.
as it almost tries to go back, you
I
see
should place
its,
this.
You see its the entrance, this mouth-like structure. No eyes, just teeth and a mouth. As you see green, what appears to be venom or acid, kind of amongst the teeth, as it points its head directly to you. Iljor and
Alright.
Erosi.
And this AoE thing is there for the turn. So if it let's see. If it starts its turn there.
I have to move you. I'm sorry, because I can't click on
wait,
you.
no, my bad. Actually, it only makes the strength saving throw when it starts its turn there. So we'll
But
just
you can
say it
change-
already made it save.
Okay.
Every bonus,
For
every
its
turn
turn.
every turn after, you can make a bonus action to change the direction that it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna stab it. Or try to.
Okay. All right. Who had the sword that did the disadvantage? Or-
Basic.
Mine.
Yeah.
okay.
So at this point, it would just be regular hitting for me.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Let's
So it's
see.
plus Dex mod, right? So it's plus
Ar-
3 to hit.
Arosi, what are you doing?
So I was thinking about doing my bait and switch maneuver, but
Plus
I
2
don't. I'm gonna go ahead and put that out in the
proficiency
chat.
bonus.
That way I could just do a 5-foot replacement here, so that way I can interpose myself between myself between Sylvia and the worm, make sure she doesn't get hit by it.
Yeah, she'll do that.
Let's
Okay.
see here, and I don't know
Oh,
how
is it
that would affect the spell.
To switch places with that creature if it's willing. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
All right then.
Just yeah,
well,
there you go.
We could just do that, or I could say it necessarily swing around and then put you right behind me here as well.
Ildra, that does not hit.
And then for that, I will go ahead and roll a superiority die, and I'll give you the AC bonus that comes with this.
Okay.
So, superiority die is gonna be a D8. You gain 8 AC. For this
Nice.
turn.
Wow.
Holy shit. That's everybody, correct?
I still have yet to
Besides
attack.
Narion.
I used my action for Fairy Fire and I moved a
Yep.
little bit.
Oh,
I
yes.
can't fight, man. I'm at half HP.
Urosi's gonna swing his short sword.
And I'm no good with a fucking sword that isn't mine.
16.
16 hits, yes.
16 hits. Rolling damage. 5 damage to the
Not
worm.
great.
Five damage. That's everybody, correct?
Yes.
Yep.
I'm gonna go pee.
Big worm.
Do be large. It is gonna attempt
Actually,
a
it's huge.
it's gonna attempt a bite attack at you, Orosi. Let's see if switch places. 14.
A 14 does hit.
You should have given yourself the AC.
I should have given myself the AC.
6 piercing damage. I would like you to make a DC 10 Dex check.
Dex check. All right then. Saving throw.
Not a saving throw.
Just an ability check.
Dex check. Yep.
So he has
Ability
disadvantage.
check would be disadvantage.
This would be a disadvantage. It is 10.
Okay. It is going to aim its head to you, Anarian.
Yeah, go figure. Fuck me up.
I'm guessing a 7 doesn't hit as you see it spurt acid directly at you. As you're able to dodge, the acid eats away at the sand behind you, kind of falling in, creating about a 1/4 inch pool into the sand. Your guys' turn.
I do forget I have 2 attacks as a fighter, so. Ooh.
Wait, do I have 2 attacks also?
Let's see here.
Oh.
No, I don't think so.
Okay. All right.
Wait for everyone else to take their turn, and I'll.
Guys, I have a
Rosie.
plan.
Yes.
Rosie, trade me swords.
Sure. swap swords.
Yeah, I'm gonna give him my better one so that he actually has advantage on his roll instead of normal. Because I'm not gonna be hitting this thing. I can't do anything.
I could take
I'm
both-
gonna push everyone and let's run with this
We
spell.
need to get the fuck out of here.
We do need to get out of here.
Sylvia's
This is a
going
dangerous
to
change.
change the direction of her wind, and it's gonna be. Can I angle it like a little more to the ground? Because I want to disperse the sand in a way that like it's gonna be harder for it to detect us.
Okay.
And then I am going to now place the like measured template thing
We should be heading
just
towards,
about here. So it's gonna push Iljor and
Well, if I make a strength saving throw.
Can you choose to fail it?
yeah, you can choose to
yeah,
fail and let it
I
be
mean
like a
Sylvia
tailwind to
told
push
Sylvia told you she's gonna push you with the
Yeah.
spell. So
Okay.
I mean, I guess you could
Do I
you could
want
just
to be
try to go
pushed?
along with the thing.
Does
I
Yeah,
mean,
you get pushed
yeah,
in a
you'll-
direction. It's
You
free.
could
it's free
decide you
movement.
could decide you don't want to get pushed, but you have to make the saving throw.
I'm gonna jump in as well because I still have
you didn't
movement.
describe. I mean, sure, I'll go with it.
So
I'm
yeah,
the only
and,
one that would have been affected by it.
and then Sylvia's gonna try to like run along. So this is gonna give us like extra 15 feet of movement, basically.
It's gonna
Yeah.
throw us forward 15 feet, and then we can continue to move. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the
Let
only
us-
one it's going to throw is me.
No,
'Cause
I'm
I'm
in
the
it
only
right
one
here,
that's-
dude. I'm
no,
in
I'm
it.
the only one.
I am
and
in it.
Arasi
I'm
Yes.
the only one that started my turn in it, aren't I? You guys moved there. I am the only one
Oh,
that started my
I guess it is
turn.
just start of turn, but we
Yeah,
could
start of turn.
we could say like
We could just take a dash
like
action
since
and run for
since
the
it's
nearest
kind of an
rock.
open initiative for our party, like we could say I'm doing this at this like before anybody else goes.
Is there an issue with people just getting in formation and then you pushing them with your gust of wind? Is it because
Yeah,
the
that's
spell
what we can
says?
do. We can just-
Yeah.
Yeah, the spell
That's what I'm
says
thinking.
at the start if they start their turn within. The
That's what we do.
project-
So we all move inside of it, and then she pushes. She uses it.
Yeah. I mean, that's yeah, because effectively, if you guys had separate turns, it could work that way.
Yeah.
Yep.
If Sylvia was at the very end, but
Right.
everybody's at the same
So
point,
it would
so
have
it
been
doesn't matter.
like this. That's what it would have. How it would have pushed me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
Our goal is to run away. We are looking for the nearest rock
Yep.
so that we can avoid this sandworm here.
Let me see if I can get rid of this.
Yeah, but then
other
Sylvia's gonna
one.
be left way behind.
Well, freaking drag her. Also, we do also have this chest to worry about as well, but we could leave that behind and come and retrieve it.
I would assume it would fly with us. It's an object that's getting caught in it. The object doesn't make a strength check, does
Yeah.
it?
No, the object.
It's also really heavy.
A really heavy object. 1, 2.
Yeah, but she pushed
Uh,
a boulder, so it,
She
it could
pushed a
do it.
bunch of
that's
people
true.
too.
I'm gonna go use the restroom real quick.
So it would just push you along the gray lot, like the gray boxes here.
It's 15 feet.
Yeah.
So
5,
like
10,
right there.
15.
Yep.
Rosie's there.
And then
He goes with this box.
any creature in the
Mark
line must spend 2 feet of movement for every 1 foot it moves when moving closer to you.
So, if
So-
we're moving away, it's unaffected.
Right. Yeah.
And you should be able to remove that other template.
I can't select it except
You-
when I'm trying to place a measured
put another
template.
one.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
you should
yeah,
be
yeah.
able
Another
to. You should be
template.
able
Oh,
to
wait.
go over it and press delete.
Okay, yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ryan's got it. You can just
So.
And then basic,
let's see.
Oh shit. Delete.
and then I can just move 6, I
Basic.
guess.
You land here.
3, 4, 5, 6.
And then
And I moved 15 feet to get to basic before, so I have
Sprint
another 15
action.
feet. And that's it. Oh yeah,
and
you
then
can
we
just.
So-
sprint action.
So now, yeah, I mean, you guys have your walking speed now, so
Yeah.
yeah, whatever.
Just take
Yeah,
the
so
sprint action and run.
Yep.
Yeah. We were probably gonna end up bouncing off the border here of the.
Well, sprint action what
Yeah,
doubles your
we're just
movement,
running
is it?
towards-
Yeah,
towards
you
you.
you'll get 12 squares if you have 30 feet movement.
We're imagining this is the direction of the closest rock, Ryan. So this
We're
is
just
the
running
direction
away.
we're
We're just
running.
running away.
Just running away. Yeah.
I can't fight shit right now, dude.
As
Especially not at
stabbing
half
him.
health.
is this where you guys end the turn?
No,
Yeah.
Well, no,
we
it'd
can
be
make
further.
it. We can all make it all the way
That
here.
would be-
Sylvia,
I'd be
you,
off
Oh,
the
well,
map.
not
Make
me.
it?
you can't still run.
I cast my spell.
It's an action.
Oh
Yep.
yeah.
Well, Arosi's gonna stand next to you and make sure you don't die then. And then let's see here. I'm gonna go ahead and blow
Narian's gonna
another
go
of
out
my
here.
bait and switch.
And
then
then next turn,
roll
we can all sprint away.
And I'm
Yep.
gonna make sure you get the D8 this time. You get an additional 2 AC, Sylvia.
Um,
And that's for this turn. And then this is where we'll probably end it.
Oh, so we
And
this you can expend. Okay, so it does force us to switch places. So
it does
we
force
would
us to
switch.
switch places, but it's yeah.
But yeah, Ryan, like me and I would be off the map.
okay. As you guys run away, Sylvia and Erosi are the last ones sort of within the threat range of the
Also, basic, you'd be
worm's
here.
spit.
You'd be here, not here.
Well, I can expend a 5 feet of movement and still continue to move.
Oh, okay.
17?
For what?
Who are we hitting?
The worm is attempting to throw its acid spit at you.
Me or
Uh,
Rosie, or
Sylvia.
Who's you?
At me.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do remember, you
So-
don't have your armor if it was metal armor.
You,
Yeah. I don't. So I've got 12 AC. So did the gust of wind in the sand movement like throw it off at all?
You didn't hit it with your gust of wind.
No.
No. I'm saying, so the thing, this worm is trying to detect us. The reason it can detect us is through its sense of the ground, right?
probably.
It
probably has
can,
some
but
sense.
it has
Oh.
like a general like. It has. It's not like totally like. I wouldn't think it would be totally
I thought that they were
blind. really.
completely reliant on tremor sense.
That's how worms are though.
Yeah,
they're
worms are
completely
They
blind.
don't see with anything like that. It's just they
I'll-
sense
Tremor
through the
sense.
ground.
I'll
right?
I'll roll with disadvantage, because that makes sense. No, he did way better.
Okay. Yeah, that hits.
If only you would have gotten the 8 AC from last turn.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, he would have still hit me actually.
9 points of acid damage as it strikes your body, and you immediately sort of have to tear like your upper whatever cloth linen you have on before it sinks down into your skin. You're not completely uncovered, but you're without like a shirt, essentially.
Yeah.
As you're running away.
To say this worm just got flashed.
Bro, getting the fish nipples out?
No, you're still covered. You're still covered.
Fishy's gonna get a tan.
Good.
That's
How
effectively
decent of you.
on its turn. It is going to slither back down in the sand as the whirlpool of sand, as it goes back down, eventually smooths out. And it is silent.
Let's keep running.
Keep running. Keep on running.
So
Keep
as
on running.
Sylvia's running, she can use a bonus action on her turns to change the direction, and she's just gonna keep like blowing the wind in like some direction, just kind of. Oh,
Make it tailwind.
actually, no. She is first going to like step down this way, and then blow the wind that way, right?
Okay.
So she used 5 feet of movement, and then she's gonna use the dash action and move 11 squares from here. So
it's a
she
bonus
used
action. Yeah, you're fine. Okay.
5 feet.
So you're kind of like
And then-
casting the
and then just
spell as you
run.
guys are running.
Yeah.
To
around.
disturb the sand, to try to distract the worm.
Yeah. And then after she does this one, which should last about 6 seconds, she's gonna stop concentrating on the spell, and then
Does somebody have the chest?
Well,
No.
the chest got blown by this original.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
right.
The chest is somewhere
Gross.
along here.
So it's
but,
probably somewhere in this. By base,
Yeah.
it's probably somewhere around here.
we might have to leave this chest behind and come back for it while we're at
Well,
greater advantage.
it blew away with us, so we could just go back and grab it real quick.
Yeah.
As you guys
Yeah, it's just-
continue to run and run
Someone would have to go in
and
grab it.
run.
Well, I mean, I guess this is gone.
yeah, that's gone.
Orosi can grab the chest and we can he can lug it. I don't know what kind of checks that would impose upon him though.
And Arion will help him. I mean, he won't let him just do it by himself. We can run with it.
As you
Yeah.
run and run and run, Sylvia, as you cast Gust of Wind, disturbing the sand around you, ghosting sort of your movements. Everyone's gonna make a check. Running as far as, well, until the first person naturally stops. You're not exactly sure how far you run, as you're just trying to get out of the area. Eventually, one of you begins to stop, believing that you are far enough away, catching your breath.
Well, our goal of stopping is on a rock surface. So,
If we
or
can
mine
find
is, at
safety,
least.
but
I mean, not
Okay.
necessarily. It could still find us and attack us on a rock.
no, but it would inhibit its tremor sense.
As you guys are running, though, what is your current course of action? Running. You guys are going extremely tired. You will have to stop momentarily. How do you go about this? Because you can't keep running in the desert in this heat.
Yeah. Yep.
I just want to know how you guys are
either-
going about this. How you guys are playing this out.
We are gonna find either a rock or shade to stop. Let's see here.
There's not a whole lot of rock formations in this area.
Then we're gonna find some shade and find something. If
There's
there
not a
is
whole lot of
shade-
rock formations.
Not a lot of rock formations. So yeah, we should probably just stop moving after a while, after we believe we've lost the trail of this worm, then, and then reassess.
As-
We should probably.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I don't have any other thoughts. I was thinking I was having a thought. I was not.
The
He
thought
was
not
thinking
something.
he was having a thought. As you guys are running, whoever's the lead of the pack
It would be Eldor.
is growing tired and eventually just stops. As the best course of action is to literally just stop moving and be still as possible. As the sand around you, the gust of wind begins to wear off, the sand begins to idle along the ground. Silence. All forms of movement are abruptly halted. Afraid to move, 30 seconds goes by. 45 seconds. Near minute. Nothing.
Well,
What is your course of
think-
action?
I think we should keep moving. Let's not be too
I
quick
agree.
about
I
it.
mean, we need to rest and heal if we're gonna be able to take on any fight. And that ain't happening when we're in the desert with no water.
So we were carrying the pyramid with us, right?
No. You look
I
back.
thought Basic was lugging it.
Are you lugging it, Basic?
I did make mention of it, but I wasn't sure if you caught on to it.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. You have it. You're trying anyway. So you would be at the back because this thing is just heavy for you. How long do you wait before moving?
Wait another minute.
Basically, until our bodies allow. Which resting as long as our bodies need in order to be able to walk
At a reasonable
I
pace.
agree.
Okay. Let me use the restroom real quick. I'll be right back.
All right.
Man, these desert trials suck.
Bro.
Everything's
is
fucking
rough.
dry. The sand gets everywhere.
And we don't have our magic. If we had our magic, this would be
Yeah, we're all useless.
so much easier.
Except for
so
Basic.
much easier.
All I do is breathe on shit and punch things.
Oh
I
yeah,
cast
you didn't
Stick.
use your breathe fire, dude.
I did not. I probably should have. He did mention that we got all of our stuff back from the rest, right?
Yeah.
Ah, that I missed. Desert is tiresome.
Okay. Lingering for but a moment. Sylvia. The sands underneath your feet begin to rumble and then fade away. Ten or so seconds later, the sand begins to dance on the surface again. You feel the tremor of this thing slowly fade in and away, hunting.
So Sylvia's just stops.
This is also everybody, but Sylvia, you were the first to notice.
Yeah.
But we're all stopped right now. We didn't start moving again.
Yes. What I'm saying is like. Sylvia,
yeah.
I'm just trying to. Sylvia, you noticed, but then it's
okay,
apparent to everybody else. As you waited a minute, you felt the tremors again, slowly fade in and out. You wait there for another minute or two. 2 minutes has gone by with no indication. No tremors. No vague movement underneath the sand.
I've got a stupid, crazy plan.
Well, let's try to move in the best way we can without
I'm gonna run it in the opposite direction.
putting all of our weight like stomping.
I think I should
Let's,
run in the opposite direction since I can stand the heat better. We have the three of you carry off the chest. We will head towards some pre-designated
Sylvia's
rock.
gonna try to think of like the best way to move without shifting the like pressure of the sand. You know what I mean? Like the best way to be undetected by this thing.
Sure. I would like the entire party to also take a second level of exhaustion.
All right.
Movement is halved.
That's what it is.
Yes.
Yes.
Oof.
We're having a
There's
bad
nowhere
night.
to mark this, by the way.
Yeah, there is.
Oh, no, there is. Yeah, there is.
Well, I'm also marking it down on me.
There we go.
Slowly maneuvering, Sylvia, you begin to move, doing your best to creep and tiptoe amongst the sand, you being probably one of the lightest of the group. There doesn't seem to be any more indication of the tremors, even as you start to move.
Okay.
By the way, did it happen to feel like it was going off in any particular direction?
Not particularly.
Okay. I guess the only way we would know that is like who stopped feeling the tremors first, and then it would be going the opposite direction of that. But
Which of our characters is smart enough to know that?
none.
Does any of our characters have experience with desert sands? The
We
answer
some
is
low
probably no.
intelligence motherfuckers, all of us.
Well, mine's 12. It's not bad.
That's better than mine.
I think that's the
Better
highest
than mine.
intelligence across the entire group.
Seriously? Well, besides Carlisle, but he's
Not in the not
he's
here.
no, he's not dead. He's
He's
just
not
out.
been the same.
He's out
changed.
with what's his face? Elton?
My old homie, Elton.
Yeah.
As far as you guys know, you haven't seen him.
Yep.
But yeah, that 12 intelligence is the highest intelligence.
That's
I've
crazy.
played.
I didn't know that.
I don't need it, man. I got charisma.
Guys, I could just punch our way through our problems. It's gonna be just fine. All right.
I can
We all
angry yell
some
at the others.
stupid fucking people. Got 18 wisdom though.
Softly moving through these desert sands, I don't think is the quickest option for ourselves. We need to find some place to rest and perhaps move more towards nighttime. Let's see here.
I'm imagining how like Toph moves. You ever watched Avatar: The Air?
Yes.
Like how she like slides her feet across the ground, so she's in constant
Yeah.
contact with the ground.
Well, if the intended goal is to seek refuge for the day, then if there's nothing that anybody else would like to do or attempt, try. Continuing on. Slowly regaining your regular presence in terms of movement. Not so much tiptoeing around as you continue on. Dusk is starting to the sun is starting to set, and dusk is approaching. Yeah, sorry. Seeking out a small little much of the like sort of the same type shelter you guys had stayed at the night before, in a small sort of indent in a rock formation. This time not providing a great deal of shade overhead, but enough to be sufficient. Gaining some rest for the night. This
Yay,
time
another D4.
Yeah, sure, you guys can roll d4. As this time, just the sheer,
God.
just the sheer like
Ooh.
exhaustion, you were able to get a little bit more sleep than you had the night before. Although, it is becoming increasingly more difficult to move at your regular pace. A slowing down. Waking up the next morning under the same environment as the day prior and half the day before that. The sun, as you see on many of your skins, particularly, I would think even an Aryan, especially an Aryan, Eldjor a little bit. You really see it on everybody but Erosi, because Erosi, you have hardy scales that kind of protect you in that regard. But you're seeing this, this red, or not really redness, but I mean it's redness, but it depends on the pigment of your skin. This sunburn,
Roll a
this
D4.
tan. The sun is creating this irritant, much like a sunburn, a severe sunburn.
Yeah.
Lips,
There'd definitely be peeling as well.
yeah, lips dry and cracked, the dehydration of the skin. All you can do is continue on. The day,
What? Wait, do we have shoes?
yeah, you have kind of like moccasins, kind of like
Okay,
it's really
okay.
just feet like protection. It's not really like shoes.
Yeah.
Did we sleep?
Yeah,
Oh,
you
I
did.
didn't
sleep.
see
Yeah.
that. My bad. I didn't see that.
Yeah. Go to sleep a little bit.
Oh boy.
Roll 2 HP.
Well, are we within like the range of like rock formations that we can see?
Currently,
Yeah.
there would be one nearby, sure, a little bit off in the distance.
Hmm.
Can I attempt to tear off like a bit of my sleeve or something to make a makeshift handle for this weapon so it's not being rolled at disadvantage?
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. You want me to make a roll for that or just
no.
Well,
damage my clothing?
Yeah, no. You tear off your because you used one of your sleeves right already.
We were going to, but nobody ever told me if we wanted to. I was gonna
Oh.
do it for the handle, but
Okay. Well, tearing
I
off
think
part
we
of your
decided
sleeve,
other things.
your determination to kind of wrap the hilt of this sword, providing some more stabilization in wielding it, you are successful. It's a little bit more comfortable as you're not on bare metal with your hand.
I'm gonna kind of, fuck it. I mean, it's really fucking hot out here, so he's gonna
So
take the rest of
hot.
his shirt and kind of wrap it around his head to keep the sweat contained, so it does its job.
All right.
Kind of as a head wrap,
So we could spend more time trying to figure out how to open up this chest. We can continue moving, or we can risk one of our hands trying to break off one of these cuffs here for one of our magic users. Any takers?
Well,
I think
Cuffs
trying
off
to
me.
fuck with this
We'll just
case.
keep moving. I think
Keep moving.
we have to be close. We have to be close to somewhere. We've been traveling day and night for a while.
I mean, we're in the middle of a huge desert, Sylvia. There's no guarantee that we're even heading the right direction.
No, but fucking with this case is expending more energy that we don't need to. We can
Well-
try to have somebody wherever we end up. We can try to find, if we end up finding civilization, we can have somebody there open it up. But right now we don't have the chance.
And for all we know, an hour by now, if we are still walking, we see a town in the distance or something.
Did I happen to see any glittering in the distance, by the way, this morning? You mentioned it yesterday, but not today.
Nope.
Well, we'll keep moving. We should
Yeah, I mean,
probably.
if you did manage to get my cuffs off, though, I can actually literally create water.
Well,
So-
are
Me
you able
too.
to reattach your hand?
Ryan, do I need both of my hands to cast a spell?
Is it
You-
somatic?
If it's not somatic, then you can.
And
You-
if
you
you'd
do
have
not-
to technically cut both of them off to get the cuffs off.
This is true.
Yeah,
This is
Yeah.
not-
baby.
Not necessarily cut the hand off, but more of just break
Cut
it
his
with
thumbs
break
off?
the cuffs with either other cuffs or with a rock. But the issue that comes along with that is that you're not necessarily cutting off a hand; you're potentially
somatic.
mangling it.
And
Do we have-
he's definitely gonna die.
He will
If
die
you
out
do
here.
that.
We don't have the medical
Probably
tools
bleed
to
to
keep
death
somebody.
from-
Actually, I can
From
heal
mangled
myself.
hands.
Well, I guess.
You're
Um,
not gonna regrow a hand. Let me just tell you that right now.
I don't need to regrow the hand. I need to stop myself from bleeding out.
Okay, how are you going to cast it if both your hands are cut off?
That's the
If
problem.
it's just verbal.
Well, no. So then somebody else has to cut off their hand, so they get the
Healing
manacles
word.
off.
Healing word. I can just sing to myself and make my.
Let's
I
keep
can-
moving.
Yeah,
If it happens to me, I can do prayer of healing, which
I'll-
would heal all of us.
Narion, Sylvia, Iljor. We'll bear
But
another day
Sylvie's
of
not
this.
gonna let that happen.
But
Unless we're literally about to die.
I would rather not risk another close encounter with another worm, or potentially get captured again as just to be put to death, especially with the zombies that we've seen the other night. Which we should probably move closer towards either dawn or twilight, so that way we take advantage of the cool air. The sun is gonna be harsh on you.
The sun's going to be harsh and take all of us if we don't keep moving.
Actually, as a matter of fact, what kind of shelter are we in right now? I know that it's not like a full shelter, but
You guys
will
are
it cover us for the day, or
Well, you guys have been moving this like the
Yeah,
most of the
I
day.
thought so.
You mean you're not in
Oh,
shelter
oh.
right now?
We're not in shelter right
Yeah.
now. Okay, I heard something about rest, and I wasn't entirely certain if we were resting for a night or if we were resting for just a moment.
No, you had
rested
rested
for
for
a
a night, and then this is the next day. Like you're
This
continuing
is the
on.
next day. All right then. I suppose we keep moving.
Um. Yeah. So you have been moving now for ever since morning, or ever since you had woken up.
Yep.
For a couple hours. Not only have you resorted to tearing off your sleeves and making some sort of makeshift headband to shield your eyes from the sun, but the aging effects of just the sunlight and heat in general are taking a toll on your skin, as I have said before. Walking another couple of hours, almost in a daze, thinking about what this experience has come to. I mean, there are several of you even considering self-mutilation to try to get these cuffs off. It's sort of putting you in the mindset of like almost fight or flight, do or die. Like something needs to happen. As you continue on, whoever is leading, who is leading? Who's at the front?
I'm helping carry now. Now that I've realized that my big frame is actually.
Yes,
Say Rosie's leading.
Rosie. As you are squinting ahead, exhausted, tired, but still moving, one foot in front of the other. You're squinting ahead, your vision sort of, as you squint in and out, is like fading in and out of darkness. As you move forward, your right foot plants down on the ground several inches below your left. As it kind of startles you, you open your eyes and become more conscious, more awake. As you look to your left and you look to your right, a path.
There's a path here.
Some man-made road.
The closest step to civilization we found yet.
Well,
Which way
thank
do we go
goodness.
down this path?
I hope it leads somewhere.
Well, so we're currently heading northeast right now. Minding the path. I'm gonna try to keep a. Let's see.
Can I do a survival check to look for tracks? I know we're in the desert,
Sure.
and the sand makes it hard.
It is still
Not
red.
exactly familiar. Oh, which direction do you think would be the closest town? Closest
Let's just follow
civilization?
the path. I mean,
Yeah, but which way down the path? Left or right?
The
That's what the
closest
survival
to
what?
checks
north-
Wait.
northeast
This
where
is
we-
not a fork. This is not like a forking path, is it?
No,
It's just a path.
Just a
Just-
path.
There's still
No,
two
but there's-
directions.
Okay, yeah.
Good
Oh well,
directions.
yeah. There's two directions we could go.
It's a one-way road. Actually, we can only go down the one-way.
Yeah,
it's a
wait,
one-way
wait.
road.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. How far does this road go? Like, do we
Oh, no.
see it's just as far as the eye can see, both ways?
Yes. Iljor, as you attempt to look down and kind of look at the indentations within the sand, you do see what looks to be wheels of a cart, as these just basically like small lines within the road, as well as a hoof, or a particular hooves. With a, oh, you got a 21. Native to these lands, you would be bound to find more of a camel and carriage, vice a horse and carriage.
Can I tell which direction it was traveling?
You see tracks going in both directions.
Well, it looks like this is a rather well-traveled path. There's tracks going both ways.
I think since we've been going northeast already, if we go east, we'll be closer to the coast than if we choose west.
I agree. I think we
Which
should move
direction
east.
does this path go compared to the sun? Which
What-
way?
Yeah,
Like, is it going north and south? Is it east and
like,
west? Is
yeah.
it northeast?
How is the
southwest?
path?
So if you're
Just
if you're
draw on
looking
the
at it-
map. Just draw on the map.
So the path is going to be heading northwest and southeast.
So we're going this way,
Okay.
and it's
So it
going
is
like this.
okay. It is a
Yes.
straight path though. It
Yes.
doesn't curve into another direction.
It's a straight path.
So
Northwest
it's like
and southeast.
this, compared to us going this way.
New tech. Who the fuck put new text, motherfuckers? Okay.
What?
Okay. Gotcha.
Okay, so
Bottom text.
southeast.
I don't know.
Left or right?
Northwest. I don't know what is closer. I don't know. We don't have a map.
So we were going this way.
we are going northeast.
And the trail goes like this.
So I would
So-
vote that we go.
Have our characters seen had the opportunity to see a map of this place?
Well, we
You
had a
don't.
world
Well, you
map.
don't know where you're at. Like you're in the desert and you come to a road.
No. I'm saying, have we seen a map of Barajas?
Yeah.
Because I remember.
I would say.
Where-
Because we would know what desert we're in, and
I
then
can
we
show-
should know what.
I remember where the nearest town was.
You were
on the
told that
map.
you were in the dunes of Danc'hari, but you would like even if you looked at a map, you wouldn't be able to tell what path this was. Like
No, we're not trying to find out what path it is. We just want to know what area or what villages and towns
Yeah.
are around the dunes of Doom.
Right. I'm just thinking, what is the general closest point
We could.
from
civilization.
if we've been traveling northeast for a long time from somewhere in the middle of the desert?
I'll tell you what.
Where would be the closest direction? If we went southeast, would it be better than going northeast?
Arosi's vote
So,
is
I'm
gonna
just
be
trying to
for
remember,
going the eastern
basically.
direction.
so, you have I think to this I could be flip flopped on this. You have the village of Alawadi, like to the northern part of the desert, and then you have Sfaid, which is the south. I could be flip flopped. But those would be
Okay.
heading east through the Danc'hari. You would probably run into either of those two villages based on the path and where it goes.
Right.
If you head... so you have no interpretation of distance, but if you were to head southeast, you would run into either Alawadi or Sfaid, and then if you went the other way, you would run into the other village, essentially.
So we should head north then. Head the northwest
Northwest.
Okay.
because that'd be the closest one since we've been going north this whole time. Hopefully.
Well, he said we have no sense of direction of which or distance.
But I mean, we haven't been
of which
going
one's closer.
south. We've been traveling this direction, not this direction.
Right.
So
I
it would
mean,
be better
logically
to go
speaking,
this way.
I
as
feel
opposed
like
to
we
this
should be
way.
able to know, like, maybe, like, which ones might be closer. But sure. I mean, let's go northeast or northwest.
You've been going just based on the direction of the sun, and that's
Right.
not a total like. You could have veered like. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
we could have veered at any point.
Yeah, I mean,
Let's
we did
just
travel
go-
at night. a
Let's
good bit,
go.
too.
Let's go north.
Let's go northwest.
Northwest.
Yeah, let's do. We're choosing that.
I'm gonna continue drawing here.
What is he drawing?
taking, using your best intuition, bickering for a moment, trying to figure out, thinking back on what towns you might have run into, or you might run into along your way, this first bit of hope. You drawing a Venn dick.
Oh man.
As you take a left, this path, this first bit of hope, traveling down, again, eventually, your eyes start to drift in and out of darkness. Arosi, Iljor, Sylvia and Anarian the same. Walking until near dusk. I would like you to take a 3rd level of exhaustion.
What does that do?
Hurt.
Hurt.
You trying to kill us, bro? We're at halfway to dead.
Dusk.
Disadvantage on attack rolls and saving throws.
Dusk
that's
is
nice.
approaching. Though the temperature is growing colder, you find a spot to rest as this sudden jolt of being near but also being so far from the end sort of hits you. Taking a moment to rest. Hiroshi, as you look over the chest. Sylvia, as you kind of do you have that lock and pendant with you?
Yeah.
As you sort of fiddle with it, trying your best to kind of maneuver, but not exactly putting enough pressure to break it.
Yeah.
Fiddling with the lock, looking over its mechanisms. You move your fingers along, up and down the pendant itself, as you hear a click, and the pendant breaks free, unharmed. You take this as a sign, as out of your peripheral vision, a silhouette far down the road,
Oh shit.
almost shrouded by darkness. This silhouette of what appears to be several camels in a carriage.
shit.
Zombie camels. It's the Danc'hari
We
undead.
got the desert donkeys.
All right.
It is only you who
Llamas,
sees
desert
this right now.
llamas.
Look. She just points at where she sees.
As the rest of the party sees the silhouette sort of come more into view,
It's about damn time.
you see these 2 men, very, very, like it's still off in the distance, so you can just barely make out by squinting. You see 2 men, dark-skinned individuals that appear to be Brahassian. You see them in a carriage carrying some sort of cargo in the back, and a couple camels sort of leading the front. You see them, so you see the silhouette, you see their heads kind of like look at each other, and you see one of them point as the passenger stands up, hand grasped at his sword.
Sylvia like holds her hands up and like waves as she's walking over.
And I will end the session there.
Ooh.
Ryan, you're an asshole.
Shit.
Good session.
Did enjoy.
The poo-poo head snake worm bastard.
Poo poo head steak worm bastard.
Man.
We're gonna
keep
come
in
back
mind-
for him, but we're gonna kill him.
Please keep in mind, I will reiterate next session, you guys are suffering at level 3 exhaustion. And yeah. And I'll go over everything.
Disadvantage on literally everything.
So, yeah.
Besides death saving throws. Right now, it's the only thing we don't have disadvantage on.
Can you even get disadvantage on this? I don't even think you can on save.
No.
Yeah.
But that's the only type of dice roll we could do that we don't have disadvantage on right now.
Yeah. So, yeah, just make your next moves carefully. And that's it.
Yeah.
We're gonna kill everything in sight.
The Erosi way.
The Erosi way.
Yeah, we're the only things in sight, so